All right, so I'm back. This is going to be 2 blue belts, I believe. This is Diana here's on the right side here, and George's on the left. Both have very technical games. I've rolled with both of them for quite some time, so I'm actually really curious to see what happens here because I haven't seen this roll. So I'm just going to kind of jump into it and see what we're dealing with here. So slap bump, kind of going forward. I suspect there's going to be a little bit of filling out process here. I like Georgia using that hook right here. This is good. Diana's trying to use hands to put her on her back. Georgia's making connection with the leg here with this shin on shin. She's playing the shin on shin guard here. Diana's trying to push her, just kind of get Georgia back on her back or flat or on her side, either one. Pressing on the knees. Some underhooks there. Opting for an overhook. Diana pulls out. Still, that shin on shin is going to be an issue. Okay, boom. That was kind of cool. Georgia did a little shot her leg out here to the left, trying to off balance her training partner here. This is a good strategy. I always say if you're playing your guard, you need to be being very active. You need to be unbalancing the person, especially when you're like doing leg locks or trying to wrestle up and all these things. You have to unbalance your opponent. So this is good. It's destabilized. I don't know what's going to happen next, but at least it gets Diana reacting. So Diana pulled back. Diana's doing a good head control here. She's pushing her head down. This could get Georgia on her side, which will be good. But I do like the head control here. Georgia should not. This is not good to allow somebody to grab your head like this in general, especially when you're playing your guard. But nothing too bad. She can still get away. There we go. So now I got Georgia on her back. All right. So here's where the guard's going to. This is when it should get interesting. There's a butterfly that Diana's going to deal with on the left here. This is butterfly grip. There's going to be some hand fighting here, which is good. I like to see this because there should be a lot of hand fighting. Georgia should be very active here with her hand fighting and using her legs here as well. So let's see what we got here. Yep, 2-on-1. And Diana's doing good. She's posting her right hand here on the knee, trying to press it down. She still has to address this hook right here. This hook is gonna be a problem all the time if she doesn't address that hook. She's kind of playing headquarters here, which is good. Just a little bit of pressure. Oh, she got to watch full guard. Okay, so now she's got a pin. This is good. Now Georgia's on her side. She's gonna has a bit of a knee shield. Possible half guard. So no half guard here. She just kind of has this like knee shield out. Just to kind of block Diana from excuse me, from just blowing past her guard. So but this is good. She's using her hands to kind of frame out, lining back up, controlling the head, controlling posture, being close. Okay, Diana press to the side here. She's still in headquarters. Okay, she's trying to jump aside. Okay, yeah, freed her hook. Good. That was good. There was a little back step to free the hook, and Georgia couldn't follow with that hook. There's that was good technique. I would say that, Diana did very good at attaching to the upper part of Georgia's body. She got her arm around her, around her head. Georgia could have produced something here if that hook would have stayed. If this hook, if she would have made it more of a sticky hook and lifted in more of at an angle, she may have prevented the pass or maybe even gotten a sweep. But it's not the end of the world. We'll see how she deals with it if she tries to get up or what happens here. Okay, she's trying to get the turtle. Yeah, so that's what I suspected was going to happen. She was already kind of going that direction. So, and I also always tell people, I'm like, hey, like if as soon as somebody passes, you just don't be flat. That includes being on your side flat. You need to get to a turtle position, which is a much more active position. Yes, there's back exposure. We all know that, but you have more ability to move once you start to really understand how to utilize turtle. So she did that. So that's good. Now, this is dangerous now because when she popped up, Diana got a nice underhook here. So I'd like to see this elbow, Diana's elbow here, drop to the other side, to the left side of Georgia's neck. And that would be pretty strong. But I like what she's doing so far. She has a strong underhook here, about on the shoulder, and both her feet are very active here. And Georgia's going to need to do some posturing up here if she can. Okay, that was good. So, Georgia's controlling this foot, trying to turn the corner. Diana's trying to get an angle for an omoplata, which is nice. So this appears to be almost an omoplata position. I can see Diana, she's pushing that head down, which is good. She needs to be pushing that head down with her hamstring. And she's going to bring her head toward the feet and kind of angle off to do an omoplata. I don't know if that's where she's going, but seems like a good option. She still has an underhook here, which is interesting. Yeah, I'd like to see her let go of that underhook and really bring her head here into this this space so that her feet are facing the wall and go into a full omoplata position. But there's a ton of stuff she can play at this angle. So this is not wrong by any means. It's actually a pretty good position. And Georgia's doing a good job at controlling the feet still. Okay, so as long as she starts to control the feet, she can still start to move around a little bit. She turns back in, which is great. Dan opens for the tap position. I think somebody hit somebody's head. Okay, so now Georgia's going to start to try to pass. She's like she's doing some pressure passing. She's dressing the feet, pushing them down. Okay, this is good. This is could be a butterfly sweep. She's got Diana has a overhook, overhook on the tie up on the head, and she has an overhook on the left arm here, or with her left arm here. So she could start to sweep in this direction with her right hook over here. So let's see. Okay, so Georgia stands up. This is a pretty casual roll, which is nice. It's good. A little bit of hand pushing. Okay, so that's good. I like what Diana was doing here. She's trying to just kind of push away and try to get some action. And Georgia's kind of coming in. See, this is I see this a lot between both of them. I never try to never allow anyone to grab behind my neck here. What this does is it keeps you contracted, and any kind of knee slice or dynamic movement to pass. It's going to keep you crunched in, and sometimes you need to extend to get to have guard retention. So I generally don't like to see this right here, and certainly there's no feet connection yet. This hand is not really connected well in this hand. I'd like to see Diana's hands connected more to Georgia's legs. And then incorporating what Georgia was doing in the beginning, which kind of was grabbing the leg and was doing a shin on shin. I'd like to see Diana do that, and she might. So let's see. Okay, she's got a good frame now. So she's got a knee shield. She's got a frame. She's on her side right here. Got a half guard. Okay, so Georgia did a good job, but now she's on the inside position. She's going to start to have a body lock here. Diana's got a half guard, so that's good. I'd like to see her play some Z guard. This kind of deals with this kind of position a little better. But, nothing terrible. Now she's starting to get flat, so this isn't good. I don't want to see Diana flat here. So she still has a good frame with her arm, so she still has her frame wedged here. And so she can start to generate space there. Yeah, so the problem when you're flat like this, because she's pretty much flat, is a lot of the weight now is going to be on your arms. So Georgia just maintains constant pressure. A lot of the weight is just, Diana's spending a lot of energy trying to frame and push her away. So that pressure can somewhat be reduced if Diana can shrimp and get on her side. So I see that her leg configuration here. If she was going to play this kind of configuration, I'd like to see her switch it to a lockdown position if she's going to play that type of game. But currently, it's just kind of a half guard with this leg kind of thread over. I'd like to see this knee retracted a little bit more. And then once she's able to retract this knee here, up here, then she can start to kind of pinch her legs together and overcommit. I'm a real big fan of in half guard or Z guards, De La Ribas and all this is really bringing the person over your head. Like use your arms and everything to commit them over top of your head because this gives you leg access, gives you scrambles, gives you all kinds of things, gives you sweeps. So I just want to see you flat here. So Diana, it's not quite a lockdown. It's kind of a backwards lockdown. It seems to be working, so it has, it's stopping Georgia from fully passing. It's trapping that leg, and Georgia is kind of stretched, extended away from. So she's not as compact here. So this is good. Still, there's a lot of energy here being used by Dan on the bottom just by hand fighting because she's carrying Georgia's weight. This is no good. Now this would be different if Diana had a lockdown. Proper lockdown here on the legs. This wouldn't be such a hand fighting issue here. I mean, because Georgia wouldn't be able to progress any further without addressing this lockdown. And again, there's a million things that Diana can do here. I'm just saying lockdown just because that seems to be kind of what she's trying to do with legs here. Okay. So I like that. So that was good. Burn her knees up. Okay. But Georgia's still pressing. Fighting the hands. Yeah. Don't want to let your hands get above your head. So Georgia's posting on the hip here, trying to extend. Okay. Just kind of some pressure. Okay, I like this. Yeah, that was beautiful. So she did really good. So notice she's on her side now, and now she's able to get this hook in. So now that her foot's angled really weird there. It looks like doesn't look comfortable. But she's angled off here. She has a hook. So this is much better position. Doesn't mean that Georgia can't get out of this by switching hips and all this, but this is better than being flat and fighting with your arms. Yep. Boom. Just getting full guard. So this is much better. You can see that once you get on your side, and start producing hooks and all this, you can actually you're more mobile. You can produce better positions. This is trying to get to a full guard still. Georgia's still pressing forward with this oh, I see what's happening here. She has a gift wrap. So this is going to be, I didn't see it from the other side of the other angle. So the gift wrap is going to be a problem for Dana for sure. With her playing these guards here. This is good though, because this does cause a bit of a dilemma. Diana gets her legs around Georgia here with full guard. Georgia can hold on to this gift wrap, and that's fine. Both will be kind of in a okay position, I suppose. If that happened, Georgia would be she would have to still clear the legs, and it would be a lot easier, if she had the gift wrap, I suppose. But if she lost that gift wrap, that would be a big problem for Georgia. So Georgia's just kind of committing to this gift wrap here, keep pressure. Diana's pretty flexible, it appears. So she's able to get that foot way high up there to try to block. And then the gift wrap lost. And now, this is what I was talking about earlier. There's so much emphasis on that gift wrap that the angle was really weird. Too much of an angle on that she was somewhat losing a bit of the control. So now that happened, it's okay. She's just in full guard. Diana did really good hugging the head here, not allowing posture. Georgia's driving in, kind of keeping pressure, driving forward. She gets some recovery. Okay, she's trying to peel that leg off by stepping back. Diana's throwing the leg over. This is kind of in the same position. Again, these angles are really crazy. Like, Georgia keeps really committing really hard to that one angle. And I don't think this is wrong, but this can go south pretty fast if she starts to lose control, because Diana can actually start to produce back attacks and start to, especially somebody that's flexible. Diana appears to be very flexible. So if those legs start getting involved, up here, this is going to be a major problem. So there's nothing wrong with this positions, I would say, but she has to be very careful with overcommitting on things and kind of losing a bit of the control or points of control. See, I don't like that Georgia's really extended, like she's just fully extended out here. This is not I don't like this. I don't like this, her keeping this cross face here, or this hug on the head, on Diana's head, while Diana has this underhook here, and with this, half guard type position she's playing. So I wouldn't advise this kind of being stretched out that far. Okay, now she's okay because there's no hook. Okay, she can just keep that pressure. Diana's doing a good job here by keeping inside position. Both her hands are on the inside position, so this is good. Again, if she's going to be flat here, I would like to see her start to produce a lockdown with her legs. There's also, John Wayne sweeps, and there's actually a reverse lockdown, which is really interesting. You can play from here, which is kind of what she's playing right here. Not too many people are familiar with that position, but she could really be utilizing that right here if she was if she's actually using that position. But any of those options would be good. And what she did earlier, retracting, getting on her side. Georgia seems comfortable here, just kind of keeping pressure in. Slowly starting to free that leg. I don't know what Diana's doing with the arm here by grabbing that leg there, but she's definitely okay still. She has inside position. As long as she maintains this inside position, this is good. We talk a lot about this at the gym at V.O.W. about occupying inside position everywhere. Okay, so this is your stand up and also your ground game. So the reason why Georgia was able to free her leg there is because she really kept top control. She kept Diana's body flat up top here. And so if you just keep that pressure, your chest to chest, if you get chest to chest connection and you got a good crossface right here and you just keep pressing forward, you can eventually wiggle that leg out. Okay. Diana, to avoid that, would need to really work on, having these frames here maybe on her neck and again, overcommitting her so that she can bring her knees in and really gain inside position and get her guard back. Kind of like what she did earlier. This will be better. But as soon as somebody gets chest to chest connection, and has you pinned flat, they've won the upper body and now the lower body will fall eventually. And this is okay because Diana, again, she has inside position. She's trying to swing to a hawking position. So this is good. She's playing inside position. So if you notice, this is really great. I think Diana's going to be able to get out here because there's no control yet of her. She's swinging around. There's still no full control of Diana here. Georgia's doing a good job of kind of staying on top, keeping her weight distributed. Okay, now she's switching back to the back. Now Georgia's starting to get control and the reason why is because if you look at this right hand here is starting to get under that elbow. And once that right hand starts to get under that elbow and she starts to produce a kind of a seatbelt position, plus she actually has a bit of a straight jacket on Diana here with this cross grip with her hand. So she can really pull Diana the other direction. This hook is starting to come in over here. And this hook can actually be used to kick Diana to the left and really start to establish back control. But again, it's not the end of the world because she doesn't have quite the inside position. So we'll see how Diana reacts to this. So that's good. She's actually trying to go flat, which she should be. Okay, she's staying flat. She's fighting the hands. Now Georgia's going to try to go to mount, but Diana's going to turn. Okay, boom. That was beautiful. So Diana did a really good job of maintaining inside position. Georgia began to have some inside position there when she did that to that back, that transition to the back, but it wasn't a full-on seatbelt. It wasn't locked in. So because Diana was still occupying the inside position, she's able to turn and move and be able to get to back to turtle position. In this particular case, she was able to get back on top, and she's in full guard. So That was good. Much rather her be full guard than somebody on her back. So now there's going to be a little bit of hand fighting with full guard. Okay. Now Georgia's trying on her side to produce an angle. She's trying to sneak that hook in on the left. Okay, that hook is going to lift. Okay, so now there's some space, and I think that's it. Okay, so that was a fun roll. Very casual, but it was really interesting to watch. I think they both did a really good job. There's not much I can say about the roll besides the fact that Georgia did a really good job of pressure passing. I would like to see her more not so extended away. When she did get chest to chest connection, and was able to get a good cross face and get real control of the top of the body, then that extension is fine. She'll eventually just free her leg by tripoding and doing things like that, which she did. Diana did a good counter by maintaining inside position so that she can actually still move. If Georgia was able to get a seatbelt or get her hooks in and all this is when Diana's actually be able to start. Georgia will start to be able to control Diana, and then start to implement back attacks. So she did a real good job of maintaining inside position and monitoring that, spinning back to guard. Both of them did a really good job of not just conceding to the bottom, of actually getting back to turtle position and being active. This is a much better, in my opinion, position to be than to be completely flat on your back with somebody passed. So very good. I'm going to do another breakdown this week. So yeah, that'll be it.